Hi there, this is Nereida la Sirena, and today I'm talking to you about plant-based, vegan, vegetarian, eating raw, 80/20, and all those wonderful titles. Now, first of all, the majority of vegans are not vegans. Let me just tell you, they don't eat any vegetables. To be a true vegan, it's not just not being a carnivore. It's eating vegetables. If your meals are not 75% vegetables or fruit, you're not a vegan just because you don't eat meat. Now, there's phrases like junketarians and processedfoodatarians. And a lot of the people who claim to be vegans or vegetarians are really processed fooditarians or junketarians. Let's make that clear, okay? So, to be a true vegan and vegetarian, you have to have at least 75% base of your meals and of your foods, all right, vegetables and fruit. Second, another myth about being a vegetarian. All vegetarians or vegans, myth about being vegans. Vegetarians and vegans are healthy. Not necessarily so. Just because someone is a vegan and they're eating processed food or junketarian, they're eating junk food, or ill food combining, there's something called proper food combining. And if you don't have proper food combining, it creates acidosis in the body. It doesn't matter if you're a vegan or a vegetarian or carnivore. It doesn't matter, or fruitarian, pescatarian. If you don't have proper food combining, you will create acidosis. And acidosis is the basis of the majority of illnesses and diseases, okay? So, when I do my recipes, I do review many recipes of the same item. And when I notice that it's not proper food combining, it is junked out completely. It's not okay. Or if there's too much processed food, it's not okay. Or if there's junk in it, not okay. So it's eliminated. I won't allow people to share them with me. Go back to the drawing board. Okay, all my recipes are proper food combining. I do have a couple holiday ones, just because, for the holidays here and there, not to do it all the time. But it's very important to know that even as a vegan and vegetarian, you have to properly combine your food. A lot of this processed food is junk. I mean, these vegan cheeses people buy. If it's already processed and it's in a bag, it has to have preservatives and items in there for it to last longer. So, of course, it's going to be bad for you. Okay? If it's in a bag, if it's in a can, if it's in a bottle or plastic, cardboard, it's bad for you. Any kind of starch, when we put starch, it is processed. We process the food. You want to stay as raw as possible. Okay? By staying as raw as possible, you're getting the pure nutrients. And that is a true vegan. Okay? Now, true, when we cook the food, we do process it somewhat. Okay? It's not as healthy as when you have it raw. I know that some people like me who have irritable bowel syndrome, that was funny, who have irritable bowel syndrome have to be careful. I have to steam a lot of certain vegetables and legumes before I can eat them. I add a lot of either ginger or epazote or turmeric so that way it cuts out the gas. Other people can eat broccoli. I know my mother was able to eat broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus raw, fresh like that. More power to her. I could never do it. I always had digestive complications from that. I didn't have the enzymes to break that down. Now, being aware of that, okay, so certain things you do have to cook and process. But do make sure that when you are trying to become a vegan or go away from eating meat, that you are still filling up your body with nutrients. And the only way you're going to do that is by at least making your plate 75%. And if you can, go raw. Go raw 80/20. I mean, 80% of our day's food intake is raw fruits and vegetables. 20% of it is cooked. Okay? So, if you truly want to be healthy and you're a vegan, if you're not 100% raw, proper food combining, because even if you're raw and you're not properly food combining, you can create a reaction, especially if you're doing it if you're older. If you're younger, you could get away with it, okay? Because you don't have as much toxins in that barrel body of yours. But if otherwise, you should be careful on proper food combining. So please be aware that being a vegan and a junketarian and a processed fooditarian and a vegetarian are not the same things, okay? A true vegan not only doesn't eat meat, okay, and doesn't use animal products, but they actually eat 75% vegetables and fruit, all right? And same thing as a vegetarian, okay? Otherwise, they're not vegetarians or vegans. Let's just clarify that. Thank you. And please visit my website, nereidalasirena.com. You can find me on Instagram at Nereida La Sirena's Wellbeing. And also here on YouTube, Nereida La Sirena. You can contact me directly for health and astrology and spiritual consultant. A lot of you know I'm also a medium. So if you liked any part of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you care and love, so that way they are guided with their health properly, because a lot of people try and do shortcuts, they try and mince corners, and you're only going to hurt your body, and in the process you're hurting your spirit, because you're wondering then what went wrong, and you start trying to put blame. And when we don't do things a proper set of ways, that will happen. And you want to keep your body healthy, because when your body is healthy, then your spirit is joyful and bliss and can function and work its sole purpose through its passions and talents wonderfully, joyfully, through prosperity and abundance. Okay, copacetically in harmony with the rest of this universe. Anyway, contact me. Have a wonderful and beautiful journey. Chaucito.